Hey everyone, Caesar here, and today I'm going to be taking a look at my collection of Empire of Iran silver coins. So I'm a stacker and a collector, and so this is just part of the collection that I have. These coins, I'm going to take them out of their cases and showcase them to you guys, but they're not really meant for stacking purposes. I do collect a lot of historical coins from different parts of the world. I'm particularly interested in Asian empires like Russia and China, Iran, the Ottoman Empire. And so this is the Empire of Iran. I have a couple of coins from the Qajar dynasty, which was the empire that lasted until 1925. And then the last empire of Iran, which was the Pahlavi dynasty, which went from 1925 until the Islamic Revolution of 1979. So we've got our little setup here. Let's start off with the oldest two coins that I have in this collection. So this one is from the Qajar dynasty. This is from one of the last leaders of the empire. This is a lovely coin. It's all silver, and it says there, Qajar Mozaffar Din Sultan. So Mozaffar ad-Din Sultan Qajar, the leader of Iran. That was his name, Mozaffar ad-Din Sultan, and he was part of the Qajar dynasty. And you have the wreaths on either side of the coin with the crown at the very top there. That's the royal crown. You actually see this crown continuing on after the Qajar dynasty falls and the Pahlavi dynasty comes to power. And on the reverse of the coin, you have the lion and sun motif there. And that motif is pan-Iranian and Central Asian. So you see it all over Central Asia. The lion for power, the sun for rebirth. And you have the lion holding that sword there. And down here it says Panj Hazar Dinar, so 5,000 dinars. So this is a coin. It is stamped as a currency. This is really nice. Then this one I got from a coin show in the Midwest. Same motif that you see. It says Qajar Mozaffar ad-Din Sultan. So Mozaffar ad-Din Sultan, that's his name. Qajar is his dynasty. And on the reverse of this, same thing. 5,000 dinars. I actually kind of prefer this one because it's been used. You can tell that it was carried around in a purse or someone's pocket for a long time. Has a cool reeded edge too. Now, I do have two coins from the last sultan, or the last king of Iran during the Qajar dynasty. That's him. You see his face. He looked really young. So this inscription says, Sultan Ahmed Shah Qajar, Shahanshah Iran. So Sultan Ahmed Shah Qajar, that's his name. And then this part here says Shahanshah Iran, the Emperor of Iran. And on this side, you still see the same motifs. We're going to see these same motifs continuing through into the next dynasty as well. It's stamped as a 5,000 5,000 dinars. These are really cool. This one's in a little better condition. It's the same thing. Has his name stamped at the very top. You get a little better picture of what he looks like here. And on the reverse, same motif with the lion and the sun and the crown at the very top. Now, this dynasty fell in 1925 after they were taken over by this guy. This is the first Pahlavi king. He overthrew the Qajar dynasty and created his own dynasty called the Pahlavi Dynasty. And the Pahlavis were in power from 1925 until their fall in 1979 when we had the Islamic Revolution in Iran. So that's a pretty good depiction of him. I've taken pictures of him, or seen pictures of him online. He looks pretty similar to that. And he was kind of, bankrolled by the Russians, I suppose. So his name up here, it's stamped Pahlavi, so that's his dynasty name. Shah Iran, the Emperor of Iran. And then we flip it over. You'll notice we see the same exact design as the previous dynasty. And this is stamped Panj Hazar Dinar, 5,000 dinars. Really nice. These are all the same also. So I have 3 examples of this coin. This one I got from the coin show in the Midwest. Came in a little capsule. I haven't bothered taking it out. It's doing a pretty good job. The rest of them are going to be placed into these little containers until I can send them off for grading so they can be slabbed. Now, this guy was overthrown by, well, sort of. He was overthrown so I guess he abdicated is the proper way of saying it, so his son could take power. And his son was the last king of Iran. So is this a coin or is it just a round? This is a coin. It's marked as 20 rial. His name is stamped up here. Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi, Arya Shah Iran. Interesting here that it's Mohammad Reza Shah, so his name, and then Pahlavi, his dynasty, Arya the light of all of the Aryans, Emperor of Iran. So Arya is that's the word right here at the very top. That's a word that's utilized by the Persian Shahs, the king of the Aryans. Iran, after all, is the land of the Aryans. So, of course, we always think about Nazi Germany, but Iran literally is called the land of the Aryans. This one I'll get to in a second. These 2 examples, these aren't coins. These are just rounds, like medals. So this one was actually a necklace. It's really tarnished. It was minted for Nowruz, or the New Year. So you have the king, this is Mohammad Reza Shah, and the empress, his wife, Farah Pahlavi. And on the reverse of this, it's an Islamic Shia prayer. It's not really a prayer, it's just a saying that says, "There's no sword stronger than Ali's sword, and Ali is the friend of God." And then we have a clearer example of the metal here. But this one's a little different from the necklace pendant. So this says Nowruz for New Year. These are really high relief ones. On the flip side, on the reverse here, it has a player on a horse. So this medallion is for the Iranian Physical Education Organization. So this was minted during the 1960s when we had, I guess the king was going through like westernization processes and trying to modernize the country to get like new education programs in place and giving women more rights and doing all sorts of land reforms. So I'm going to get to that big thing in a second, but these four are all the same, these smaller ones. So these are little pleather cases. These were all minted for the Iranian celebration of the 2500th anniversary of the Persian Empire, which, if you know Persian history, is a little funny considering it was not a consistent 2500-year history since the Achaemenids. But, nationalism for you. So let's open this up. When you open it up, there's a little certificate that just says Empire of Iran, and then it tells you the different types of coins that were minted, and we'll see all of those in that big case over there. But this, of the four small cases that I have, this is probably the best example. It's just the cleanest version. So you have, the detail is just incredible on this coin. So let's see if we can go sideways. You can see the king's face there. And then Farah Pahlavi, his wife, the empress. The crown on her is just magnificent. And then on the reverse here, it has the same lion motif. And it's minted Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi Aryamesh Shahanshah Iran. The same phrasing as before, Mohammad Reza Shah, the light of all of the Aryans, emperor of the Persian Empire. And this is stamped 200 rials. This is a great example. And then this one I'll show for a second, but we have a cleaner example of this in the large case. This is a small coin. Oops. This is a small coin. It's totally beaten up already. And it has the cylinder of Cyrus the Great. So the cylinder of Cyrus the Great, that's when we sort of get the first examples of human rights in history. But let's take a look at the clearer example here. So this case is pretty large, it's about the size of my hand. So I'm going to open it up. We have that same certificate that says Empire of Iran. And it tells you all the coins that are inside. But for this, let's take the coins out and see what they look like. All right, so we got them all out of the case. Let's start with the smallest one here. This is the two heads of Persepolis plinth. So in Persepolis, you have these ram's heads. Really nice. This is 25 rials. And at the very top, it also has Mohammad Reza Shah, the light of all the Aryans, Empire of Iran, or Emperor of Iran. So this is a coin from 1971. These were minted for the big celebration. There was a massive celebration that the Shah threw estimates for how expensive this party were in Persepolis are like up to $600 million or some nonsense like that. It really was like the start of the end of his reign as king because the people of Iran were so fed up with the spending and the way that he was running the country. And so you start seeing the rise of Islamic rhetoric after that with Ayatollah Khomeini coming to power in 1979. So this coin's really cool. This one looks like, so it's a griffin, and it looks like it's on actual bricks. So the designer of this coin did a really fabulous job. On the reverse, this is minted 50 rials. Now this is the same coin I showed before, but this is a cleaner example of it. And you can see the toning that's taking place. So these are ready to go get slabbed and graded. So this is the Cyrus cylinder. And on the reverse, it's minted as 75 rials. Now, the two larger coins in this, we have this one, which is an actual depiction of Persepolis. This is really pretty. I would, if this were, like on a bezel or something, I would totally wear this as a necklace. And on the reverse, this is minted as 100 rials. And the final coin that we have is this really large one. So we have the king and the empress together. The detail in this is incredible. And on the reverse, 200 rials. All right, well, these are all of the silver coins that I have as part of the Iranian collection that I have. Hopefully, I'll be able to create videos of some of the other collections I have. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. It really does help the channel. And of course, all the likes and all the subscriptions are incentive to do even more videos. Have a good day and catch you in the next one.